Do you want to know the hidden wisdom of the biodynamic calendar? Well, I'm about to pull back the curtain. I'm Janan, so let's get into it. Honestly, the biodynamic calendar is the most grounded look at the celestial sky from the viewpoint of the Earth. And because we live on planet Earth and not the sun, it seems logical to consider our location in the universe as our collective point of reference for plant growth on Earth. So, this is the first point I want to make about demystifying the biodynamic calendar. We are on the earth. And when I was farming biodynamically, this shift affected my entire attitude on life because I could see the spiritual forces of the cosmos reflected in the living plants. Now, this was only the beginning. Once I took these timings off the field, I started to restore natural rhythm in my life. So, if you're feeling out of sync with your life, you might want to consider these principles. The timings are this method for enhancing flow and inner growth, restoring this rhythm in a world of chaos and tyranny. Who doesn't need more rhythm? Farming taught me the biodynamic principles, and it put astrology in its rightful place, not as a static ancient system of storytelling and prediction, but a live dynamic view of the celestial bodies moving through constellations today. So here's an example of how the constellations work on the farm. From Gemini to Sagittarius, we transplanted the vegetable seedling babies because the energy is descending into the roots. From Sagittarius to Gemini, we only direct sowed our seeds. The energy is in the fruits and ascending. There is a pattern here. And when I realized the earth was in the opposite pattern of the sun's constellation, I understood how the earth is always in a reciprocal receptive relationship with the sun. And since I'm standing on earth, so am I. These grounded movements started to instruct more than just the crops. My personal transformation, it started when I was using these constellations to grow food. Something happened because I could see the connections of the stars to harness energy in my daily farm chores. I could feel divine intervention. Now, I'm not going to get all woo-woo with you and tell you what I heard the peppers say, but what I did want to share is that I willingly stepped away from the predictive ploy of Western astrology. I couldn't go directly to this place of sacred union between heaven and earth. I had to walk through the purification of my ego's desire to control the moment and influence the outcome. And now perhaps the peppers gave me some information about this. I had to surrender the predictive impulses to divine orchestration and timing. So, what do I mean by this? The more I listened, the more my vision changed. I saw the constellations as patterns of light from the viewpoint of the earth. Depending on what celestial body passes through them, changes the lens. If you've ever been to the eye doctor and they're trying all those different lenses on you, that's what I mean. So, in divine inquiry, I found peace in astrology through the perspective of astronomy and biodynamic farming. Now, it somehow made more sense that as a child, I wanted to be an astronomer. And although I only took one astronomy class in college, it did precede my introduction to astrology. This celestial wisdom helped me see my tasks differently. It transformed me from the mundane and put me in a place of divine orchestration. What unfolded was a star map. If you can learn how to interpret the symbols of heaven and earth through this lens of the constellations, you can see the patterns with stars. I use the stars as a divine communication tool to support me in my cosmic contribution to share love with the world. And it's really that simple, and it is not esoteric at all. Biodynamic farming can be extremely grounding in practice. The Almanac's guidance articulates a divine communication of harmony, guided by your prayer in the garden. This pedagogy is still a God based pattern, so to speak, that sheds the layers of past thoughts and deeds. When we put God in the center of the wheel, we restore peace. The divine hierarchy of seeing heaven above and earth below allows you to share your life purpose as a cosmic contribution because you are where they meet, in the center, where the vertical lines intersect with the horizontal line. That's where you and me are. This is where you share your grand contribution. This is the design. Your higher purpose is found in elevating the mundane tasks to holy assignments, lifting the earth to heaven, moving up the ladder. As you participate in life, your holy purpose is activated and integrated. And when you move energy around all day long from sunrise to sunset, you come into time mastery of these mundane tasks. You become more proficient at the cosmic listening. These next holy assignment is to give and receive love with your brothers and your sisters on the earth. Dissolving this Hellenistic viewpoint that places the sun as part of the Milky Way galaxy, not at the center of the solar system, really reorients the entire Milky Way galaxy. It expands your potential to access the ancient milk of knowledge sprayed across the sky. In China, the Milky Way galaxy is known as the Silver River, and in the Kalahari Desert, it's called the backbone of night. When you center your perspective on Earth, you can ground into your place in the universe. You don't need to speed up and catch up or keep up. You certainly don't need a divine or a projection, because you've released this hypersolar focus, which is hydrogen or helium based, where slowing down becomes an option. It's like when someone sucks helium in from a balloon and is talking super fast. That's how modern life feels to me sometimes. I invite you to slow down, to breathe in oxygen, to settle into the earth. And with this cosmological perspective of biodynamics, it locates how the moon's daily placements in the sky affect the plants. As humans are 70% water, we can experience how the moon affects our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. The moon, though a satellite, not a planet, which is made of oxygen as well as other elements, makes me think about how much we depend on oxygen. Listening to the moon's placement in the sky can guide your daily rhythms to your garden's plant growth and your reflective energy. If you're interested in being in a group membership about personal growth and goal setting in God's galaxy, then I encourage you to check out the Peace Atlas. This is an atlas of the sun maps, the moon maps. In these two calendars, I link you with divine inquiry. This is a process where the God of your heart connects you to truth and the fulfillment of your goals. This program opens you up to the life that is meant for you, where you can remember your holy purpose and activate your cosmic contribution. This is my series on questions answered on the biodynamic calendar and sidereal astrology. I pray we have pulled back the curtain and you can see the hidden mystery in the biodynamic calendar is really quite simple and not that esoteric. You can also find it all on my app, Be Biodynamic. Peace.